Okay, so if you're new around here, welcome to Table Talks. This is part of our rhythm that we do. Every couple of months, we sit around tables and talk about stuff. Sometimes it's about the last few sermons. Sometimes this is about a specific topic. But it's always like just to get to know each other a little more and learn something about the people around you. All right, so this is super fun. Now, I used to have a list of rules. Used to. But instead, I've summed up the rules in this one statement. The best thing you can do for someone is to listen to them. So I tell my students this when we're doing our classwork, and we do improv classes at my school with me. Whenever I get up, they get scared sometimes because I'm going to do fun stuff like that. So the best thing you can do for someone is to listen to them. Listen to their story. Listen to what they're trying to tell you. Listen to where they've come from. Listen to where they're going. And if you do that, I don't have to give you a bunch of rules on how to talk and how to take up, don't monopolize and don't do all these things. I have to do you all these don'ts, right? Because you're listening to the people at your table. You're caring about the people at your table. So the best thing you can do to someone is to listen to them. Awesome. So here's our intro question. I give you 5 minutes, you talk around the table. I'll have the mic will be running around and you get to tell us about it too. Ready for the first one? What was your favorite Christmas gift? Mine 100% was I got He-Man one year, like the whole spread. And it was the year before it got hot, so that was the only time I've ever been cool. I got He-Man, so that was my number one favorite gift ever. What was your favorite gift? Talk amongst your table. Who wants to tell us their favorite gift? We got one up here.
$1949 Chevrolet.
Nice. That's a great gift. 1949 Chevy.
Oh, it was my mom's first car, and then she gave it to me.
Great gift. Who else? This is the easy question. Might as well get it out of the way.
Well, I've never watched Christmas Story. I never could get past the leg lamp. But when somebody mentions Christmas, my favorite Christmas gift, I have to admit, I was 9 years old. It was a Red Ryder BB gun. And it saw plenty of action.
You'll put your eye out. You'll put your eye out. Who else? Can I get another volunteer? There we go, back table.
When I was about 7, my parents gave me a complete football uniform. And I put the pads on, and the pants and the helmet. I couldn't wait to go hit somebody.
Nice. Anyone else before I move on? Oh, we got one in the back. This is how you learn things about people, right?
Lisa's testimony just reminded me my favorite Christmas gift was a basketball when I was 12 because we had a basketball court next to our house in Fort Beaton, Maryland. And the first thing I did was go out there and play some basketball.
There you go.
Shoot some hoops.
There you go, shooting hoops. All right, ready? Question number 2. What is a family tradition around the holidays? In your family, like growing up, what was one of your family traditions? Or that you're doing now with your family? Give me a family tradition. All right, who wants to tell us about their family traditions? We got one over here.
One of my favorite family traditions that both my parents did with me when I was a kid and we're doing with our kids now is an Advent calendar. So we love the anticipation of a small gift every single day leading up to the big one.
Nice. Who else?
Every year when my siblings and I were all children, like the day after Thanksgiving, we'd watch all the Christmas shows, whether it's Frosty the Snowman, Scrooge the Christmas Carol, and the Grinch cartoon.
Yep.
And my favorite song will always be "You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch." That's my favorite Christmas song. Yeah, Christmas shows.
Now, was Die Hard one of the Christmas movies? Die Hard's a Christmas movie, yes? Okay. All right. All right. What else? What do we got?
First of all, we start off with an exorbitant amount of eggnog and rum. Then everything was kind of a blur towards the end. No, I'm just kidding. No, every year what we'll do is we'll after Christmas or Christmas Day we'll put on the Christmas Story and we'll let that play the entire day as we all kind of sit around and watch it and eat and just hang out and look at our stuff.
Both of my sets of grandparents lived in Dayton, Ohio. So every Christmas we drove to Dayton, but this was way before 64 or 65 or any of those freeways that would get you there in a timely fashion. It was a 4-hour trip on State Road 42 that does this and this and this. And my mother was white-knuckled the whole time because my dad just put his foot in it.
And y'all didn't know any better, right? Y'all were just in the back going, whee! Another family tradition. What do we got? Give me one more. Give me one more.
We always played Frank Sinatra's Christmas album and just adored it. And poor Bill, the first time that he was over at the house at Christmas, at the end of the record, he said, "The record's over." And we said, "Oh no, this is a record player. It just plays over and over and over." And when we got tired of it, we just flipped it over and played it all again on the other side.
So did you know that before you got married? That was after? They suckered you in. Nice. All right. So today is all about service. All about service. It's all about serving other people. Thank you for our daily volunteers. We had an amazing banquet. If y'all missed it, sign up next year. I mean, it was super amazing. And I hear the MC was awesome. We got some great gifts, and then Mary Jo opened the gift. There's always a fun gift, and Mary Jo seems to always find it. But we just celebrate everyone who does things around here, because it's not about us, right? It's about serving other people. We do Site 61 every year. Love it. Though it's not called Site 61 anymore, like it has its own like formal name, but we still call it that. But we go serve Thanksgiving to people who need it. And it's just an awesome time. And what's fun is not just going and serving, but watching people go into the audience, go into the people we're serving, and talk to them. And interacting with them. So it's not just like we're slopping down some turkey and saying, "Thanks, get out of here," right? We're having conversations with people. We're getting out there, we're doing things. This thing, Mary Jo went, y'all went. Like, I didn't even know that they audited the gifts that come in from the angel tree. This was just really cool. They sat around and checked the list, checked it twice, to make sure the people got what they asked for through the Salvation Army stuff, through the angel tree. Like, stupid awesome, right? And it didn't require talking to people. Right? You go sit in a room, you check the boxes, you fill up the gifts. It's just amazing. All kind of fun stuff we do. And of course, we do this every month. Just go feed people. This week was a little different. H, talk about what happened this week. Like, it was really cool. Putting him on the spot. He thought he wasn't going to have to talk this week.
I'm on the spot, and I'm putting Susan on the spot.
Passing that buck.
Thanks. We have been normally going down to the Salvation Army. Well, first of all, we were really excited to take the leftover food from the party because we knew they'd be really thrilled to get ribs. That's not something they usually would get. So we go to the Salvation Army, we pull up, and there's nobody, not a single person outside. So we're like, okay, we'll go to our second popular spot, which is behind a Dollar General right on Broadway and the interstate. And they are having a special event. They're handing out food, some agency I don't know, Chick-fil-A and donuts. So we're like, oh my gosh, here's our second spot. They've already been served. So they directed us to a place called Arthur Street Hotel. Is that right? And none of us, I don't think, even had heard of that. It's kind of by, I don't know, the interstate and the Harley place. But anyway, we went over there, and they were so thankful and amazing. So it's transitional housing for about 60 residents, but they opened the lobby for folks for day, place to be. And normally they're not open, the lobby, on the weekends, but because it was cold, it was.
White flag.
White flag,
White flag.
yeah. And so it was open, full of folks, and they were just thrilled to get our food and clothes. Does that cover it?
Super fun. So that goes on every month. The other thing we're doing right now, if you've checked out the tree, all the fun arts and crafts that are coming, right? We've got a group of people at Regina Center that we are collecting supplies for, art supplies. They love making things for other people. So this is one of the things we're giving, which we'll keep giving, right? So super fun. There's a whole team. There's a service team that puts together that comes up with these ideas. They sit in a room, they eat food and come up with ideas that we get to do. And all these things we do all year primarily come from that group. So when you see that slide go up in a few weeks to where the next service team is meeting, jump on that. Like, anyone's invited, jump in there, let's do this, right? Service, this is what we do. It's one of our pillars, right? What are our 4 pillars? There we go, right? So service is one of them. This one we pour into. This is not something we just, as a church, like it's on our list and saying like, oh yeah, we need to do a service thing, right? This is what we do. This is one of our pillars. It's what we do. So I want to talk about my family tradition. So about 15 years ago, maybe or so, my mom decided she was done with the gift thing. Done with the whole run out, find something they didn't want, right? And just give it to you. And you smile and go, right? So you do that. So she decided instead, she took that money that she was going to give us, or she was going to buy that gift with, and she gave it to us in November and said, your gift to me is to take that money and get rid of it. I'm already crying. I can't even make it to the beginning. All right. So take that money and get rid of it. Give it to somebody else. Feed somebody. Buy something for somebody. Go to the food pantry, whatever, right? And what we were supposed to do was do that, come back, and at Christmas time we'd sit around and we do that white elephant gift, right? This exchange that we do, we do that little fun thing. Then we all sit down and go, what'd you do with yours? And the first year it was like, well, I gave it to this group, and right, that was what we did. And then as the years went on, you could see it kind of evolve. And it became, well, this guy that I've been seeing on the street all the time, I actually went and gave him some money. I talked to him, and we had this conversation, and we did this thing, right? So mom's writing stuff down in her journal and crying over it, and the whole room is crying because all these stories that come up. That's Christmas to me, right? We run around and we buy the kids gifts, right? And they open it up and they scream and then they forget that we got it. They move on to the next thing, right? But sitting in that circle as a family, talking about how we loved on other people is that's Christmas to me, right? And then what happened was we started doing it all year. Because once you start looking around and seeing people around you, I've got an extra $100 this year that mom's going to send me. I'm going to go do that thing. So then you end up doing that thing in January and March because somebody else needed it, right? You do it again in July because it's just it becomes part of your rhythm because you're paying attention to the people around you. It just becomes part of your rhythm. Giving is not something that somehow you have to figure out how to make it part of you, right? Service is one of our pillars. It's not just a pillar that we do. I want it to somehow become a part of you. Study is not something I want to do and check the box, right? I came to small group on Wednesday night. We talked about the sermon. Came to small group on Thursday night. We talked about Matthew. We came to the women's study. You check the box, that's awesome. But what are you doing during the week? What does study look like in your life? Worship. We sing songs. We do nightlights. We do Fridays. We do these special events all the time, every once in a while. But what does worship look like in your life? I can't make you worship by playing 3 cool songs. I can make you dance or clap, but I can't make you worship, no matter what songs we play. It's got to come from you. It's got to be part of you. Rest. Rest is not just sleeping in. Rest is not saying, I'm going to skip this week and I'm going to call it the rest pillar. It's how do you make that time through your life, through your week, through your month? How do you create that space? How do you create that margin so that you can worship, so you can pour into other people? Because if you're constantly on the go, you don't have space to serve people. You don't have space to give. You don't have space to love because you're so busy. So rest is not just taking time out. It's taking time apart, aside, so that you can do all these other things. Right? These pillars are very intentional. So your turn. I have in my pocket money in an envelope. So guess what you get to do with it? I need you to give this away. Come back to you. I need you to give this away. Now, it doesn't have to be super fancy. Doesn't have to be some crazy big thing, right? So when I brought this up at staff meeting, they said, people aren't going to know what to do. You're just going to give them money and they're going to freak out. And they're going to say, oh, right? They're going to stare at you blankly. They're going to go home and go, what do I do? I'm just going to give it to some homeless person I see on the street. So what I did was I thought ahead. And I made our small group do it first. So, can I get a couple of amens from my small group? Can you tell some stories? Can I tell some stories? All right, you're going to start? So, you got the mic. So, I'm going to give y'all some examples of what to do and how to do it by my group giving you some info. So, this is to get your brain thinking.
Who's telling stories?
Pick me.
What did I do with God's gift of $10? First, I put 5 more with it. Then I prayed for God to lead the way, and we headed downtown. Drove around downtown, lost most of the time. You'd think after 3 right turns, I'd recognize the area. After about 20 minutes or so, I saw a fellow on the corner. I pulled over to him and said hello and talked with him. Found out he was hungry and homeless. I told him God gave me some money to help someone with. He said, oh, wow. I asked if he could use God's help. He said, yeah, sure, man. So I gave him everything in the envelope. And he shook his head in disbelief that quickly turned to belief. I could see it in his face. He said, you put a smile on my heart today. Now I can go get White Castle. He said, thank you so much. I said, well, you thank God, because it wasn't my money. God blessed you, brother. You put a huge smile on my heart, too. So God got too unlikely to ever meet people together for a moment in time, or a divine appointment, if you will, to exchange a godly act of kindness for a smile. Did you see it, Lord? It was big, wasn't it?
All right, so I got distracted. Did I miss anybody?
Hi, I'm Vicki. I was at the small group, and Rusty presented this to us. So after I got it, I started thinking and asking God, who should I give this to? So I was at Kroger, and I like this little guy. He's always carrying in the carts, and he is so, no matter the weather, he is just working hard, getting those carts in. And so I walked up to him with a note that I said, I see you, I appreciate what you do for everyone, and I gave him the money. And he looked at me like, what is this? But I gave it to him. His name is Tyler, and so that's what I did with my money.
Who else? You had a story, didn't you?
I also have a Kroger that I go to all the time, and I stop in the mornings. I always go through the self-service checkout, and there is the sweetest, kindest, loveliest lady always there. Big, beautiful smile on her face, kind word for everybody. And I've told her, I've nicknamed her Smiley. And I've told her before, your smile brightens up the whole room. It's nothing like I've ever seen. So she immediately came to mind, and I did what Vicki did. I got a card, I put a note in there, and I told her, I said, you don't realize what your smile and your kind words do for people every single day. And I put a gift card in it, and I gave it to her. And because of Rusty's suggestion, I have a new friend for life. So.
Anybody else want to tell their story? Donald.
My name is Donald, and I am in the small group. Did the same thing as Lisa did, but I got 2 5s, and I gave it to 2 people, and I just drove off.
Okay, so last week in our sermon we talked about what? Okay, I'm going to try again. Kwan's in the room, y'all. Last week we talked about joy. 18s. Do you think that we spread joy with those little things that we did? Yes. Now, who got the joy? Both, right? Remember, joy is a choice, right? All three got the glory. There's joy going on everywhere, right? So your job, you got it, is to get rid of this money. And it can be simple as breaking it up and handing it out to people. Sit down and talk to people. This is what you get to do. Now, there's different ways I want it, okay, so I'm going to give you the don'ts, but let me give you the do's, right? I want to hear your stories, right? Not just because I'm justifying giving you money, because I don't care if you do anything. I've done my part, right? God bless the church is blessing you. You go and do likewise. We want to hear the stories because just those 4 that we told, you're ready, right? You're thinking, you're seeing people already in your mind. I'm already getting you to think outside yourself with 4 stories. Imagine if there's 60 stories that we hear. So there is a Daylight Cares Facebook page. If you're not already following this, this is where all of those service opportunities pop up. And we tell pictures and do things about the things that we do. Post your story. Tell us about it. There's a wall that we put up there. We've got sticky notes. You can write your story, stick it up on the wall. So we've got a visual for it. And if you write a paragraph full of paper, we'll put the whole paper up there. But like we've got sticky notes so they fit in the little decorations and look pretty. So, and then like these people did, we're going to give space in the announcements if you want to do what they did and tell us. All right? Daylight Cares, write it on the wall, speak in church. Ashley, I know you're just going to want to speak in church. Like that's going to be your thing. See, I did some introvert stuff too, right? Okay, so what this is not an Insta story, right? Hanging out with the fam, helping out homeless people.
Wait, why am I the homeless person?
You could have been fam. Right? This is not an Insta story, right? This is not something that's like, look at us, we're awesome. Because who gets the glory for this? I'm going to ask that again. Who gets the glory for this? God, not us. 100% not us. So don't think of this as an Insta story. Don't think of this like something I'm going to go tell everybody. Right? It's not a trade. I'll give you $10 if you let me witness to you. I'll give you $10 if you don't use it on beer. That's not us, right? Our job is to bless them. God loves you. I love you. God sees you. I see you. And then you let the blessing happen. It's not a trade. It's not a brag. And it's not a competition. Every year we sit around in a circle and we talk about these things, and it's not like we're not trying to one-up each other. Oh, well, he did this last year, so next year I'm going to come up with something even better. That's not the idea, right? The idea is service. It's about love. It's about giving hope. It's about sharing hope. It's about doing all those things because who gets the glory? Because who gets the glory? Not us, not Daylight, right? Not us individually. God gets the glory. For God so loved the world that he looked up the Greek word for that. It's gave. I'm not going to try and pronounce it. It's gave. You're welcome, Donald. God so loved the world that he gave us his son. That's why we're here. That's why we have hope and a future. That's why the kingdom is on our mind, is because God gave. God gave his son. The kingdom is here. Love is here. And we get to just share it. Love is not a zero-sum game. Like you give away love, what happens? More love. It just keeps growing, right? When you have one kid, you love that one, and then you have another kid, and you're like, oh, well, I got to split the love. No, there's just all of a sudden, there's more love. Whoever believes in him should not perish but have this kingdom that we talk about all the time, that's here and not yet, that's here and coming. It's here already. We're already breaking through. This is little pieces of hope, little pieces of love, little pieces of the kingdom that we get to do. And then at some point, no more tears. No more crying, no more pain, no more hate, no more, all hope, all love. But we're the kingdom ambassadors, so we get to do these things. For God did not send his son into the world to condemn the world, but the world through him will be saved. Through who? Right, not us. I can't change hearts. I can't change minds. I can only point them to the one who can. I can show love, I can show service, I can show grace, I can show hope. Because it's all been given to me. And then I give that love and I give that service and I give that hope. And then what they do with it, what you do with it. When I stand up here and talk and say amazing things, what you do with it, right? I want you to have a life of service. I want you to have a life of rest. I want you to have a life of worship. I want you to have a life of study. Those things are important to me. Like, I want to impart those things on you. But all I can do is stand up here and encourage you and love you, give you opportunities, like put you in front of people and say serve and love and do. This is one of those opportunities to serve and love and do. So start praying, start thinking about what you're going to do, who you're going to love on, who you're going to touch, who you're going to interact with. Maybe there's people already in your life. They've already popped into your mind. Maybe you leave here and say, God, show me the person I need to do this for. Show me what it is.